Hi, welcome to the meeting place, a space for women who are seeking a lifeline amidst the swirl of responsibilities. If you're shouldering the weight of a demanding career, nurturing your family, and caring for aging loved ones, you found your tribe. I'm Michelle O'Neill, your life architect and boundary catalyst. My mission is to help you manage stress, achieve healthy balance, and enhance your emotional well being. With experiences ranging from military service to certified life coach, I'm here to guide you in building emotional strength and resilience. So let's journey together. Let's connect, inspire, and empower one another. Are you ready to foster emotional health and forge a fulfilling, balanced life? You know, ever thought about how a skyscraper is built? And you're like, why is she going there? Where is this leading? Well, just bear with me a minute. It starts with just one single brick. I'm going somewhere with this. The power of small changes is similar. For me, clarity came when I climbed Mount Fuji with my husband. You see, along the trip in Mount Fuji, there are what they call stations. And each station, you at the beginning, you get your stick. It's like a walking stick to help you, go along the unlevel terrain and all that. But the beauty of having this walking stick is at each station you get it stamped, you get it branded saying, hey, you made this station. And so all along the way, just to get from one station to the next becomes your goal. From one milestone to the next becomes your goal. You don't worry about getting the top. You don't even think about the top. It's like, can I make it to the next station? Well, that's a bit like life. We just want to focus on that one step, that one milestone, that next milestone. Don't worry about the big picture because before you know it, you're going to reach the top. And I'm saying this because I've been there. And I'll tell you about the top later. But we're not all into that right now. We're into taking that small step. We often underestimate the power of small actions, thinking they're insignificant. But just like a single brick, just like a single station, they are foundations of a great transformation. Like I said, I'll tell you about it at the end. I want to talk about the snowball effect. And I'm sure you're familiar with this. I'm sure you've even seen it on TV. You know how just a small snowball rolling down a hill gathers more snow and increases in size and momentum. And small action in our lives can accumulate to create significant change, good or bad. This is known as the snowball effect. That's why I'm focusing today on just taking those small steps to move you forward to the next station in your life. Think about the last time you learned a new skill. And we do it every day. You didn't master it in a day, right? It took practice little by little until one day you realize, hey, I'm a master at this. I got this thing. In fact, it became rote. You didn't even have to think about it. In fact, when you thought about it, that's when the mistakes happened because it became such a habit and such a part of who you were. And then you see just how far you've come. Well, the impact of our daily choices, this is what happens. The importance of our choices is our daily choices may seem minor. Every choice that we make during that day may seem small and minor, but they formulate our habits. And our habits, well, that's what shapes our lives. Those are the patterns we create, those are the rote actions that we do. And so that's why it's important that we focus on one small step at a time. Take the decision to wake up 15 minutes early. You see, even me, my clock is set at 5:15 to give me 15 extra moments to prepare for my day. It may not seem like much, But over time, those 15 minutes is 91 hours in your life. Imagine what you could do with that extra time. Things like exercise, read, meditate, or simply enjoy a cup of coffee or tea, whatever your beverage of choice is. But you could do this before your day begins. It gets you in the right mindset. It prepares you to tackle your day, no matter what comes your way. And so now that we understand that power of small changes, let's look at where we can apply them. I'm all about, yes, I want to take this time to actually give you action that you can take in your life so that you move forward each and every day. You only have so much time. There are several key areas in our lives that with a little attention can yield significant personal growth. And we are constantly growing every day. If not, we're dying. And so, first up is self awareness. It's about recognizing your strengths, your weaknesses, and your triggers. Yeah, I said that, your triggers. Developing self-awareness can help us make better decisions and understand why we react the way we do. Have you ever been with someone and it really wasn't that person, but something they said or did triggered a reaction that you used to have when you were young? It was that word or that tone of voice that made you hear your mom again or hear your teacher embarrassing you, whatever it was. But there are triggers in our lives that make us act a particular way. And so when you take the time to do this self awareness, you're able to manage these things better. And so I want you to do a simple thing like start a journal. Write down your feelings, reactions, and thoughts. And over time, you'll start to see patterns and gain a better understanding of yourself. My most favorite, another area, is setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is crucial to establishing what we're comfortable with and what we're not. It's about saying no when you need to, and that's okay. It's okay to say no with no guilt. Start small. Try saying no to a small request that you normally say yes to just because you felt obligated to. The next time you get in that situation, no, no, I don't have the time for it right now. Okay, it may shock that person because you've always done it before, but you owe that to yourself. Remember, it's okay to prioritize yourself. And then we want to talk about physical and mental health. It's about taking care of our bodies and our minds. Both are interconnected. What affects your body affects your mind, and what affects your mind affects your body. And I have all sorts of examples. But the thing I want you to leave here to know today is improvements in one area can lead to improvements in the other. And so when we improve our mind, we improve our bodies. And when we improve our bodies, we improve our minds. And so I want you to understand this. So incorporate things like a short walk, which I love doing every day. You're going to hear me saying it, especially in the summertime. Now, winter, we have another thought coming. In fact, it may have to be on a treadmill or an elliptical or a helix, but more than likely, it won't be outside. But incorporate a short walk into your daily routine. I'm not saying walk a mile, just a short walk around the block to go check the mail, whatever it is. Get outside of your home, and it's good for your physical health, and it's also a great way to clear your mind, get oxygen, and energize yourself. Take that walk. Then I want to talk about resilience. Life can throw a lot at us every day, but it's about how we bounce back that really matters. Building resilience by challenging yourself to step outside of your comfort zone regularly. not just once or twice, but make it a habit. Remember, we're back at that habits, right? It can be as simple as trying a new type of cuisine or as big as learning a new skill that's going to take practice, but you can master it. I love mastering new skills. Remember, you don't have to be perfect in all these areas we talked about: self awareness, resilience, boundary setting, physical and mental health. You don't have to be perfect, but the goal is to make small improvements over time, and you'd be surprised at how this can add up to significant personal growth. And that's why we're here. So before I leave, I have to I gave you a few small steps, action steps, but I want to give you practical steps towards personal growth today. So let's get down to business. We've talked about the power of small changes, right? And identified key areas for personal growth. Now, let's discuss some simple, actionable steps that you can take towards growth in each one of these areas. Yes, I gave you a little small one in each one, but I want to go a little deeper. Remember, there are bite sized steps designed. Remember that, sorry, that these are bite sized steps designed to fit into your busy life every day, your busiest of schedules. You can do these small things. And that's why I wanted to go over them with you. It's all about progress, not perfection. One of my girlfriends always says this, Mary Rose Solis of March Forward. She says, progress, not perfection. So let's start with self awareness. For self awareness, I would suggest daily 5 minutes. Look, just 5 minutes journaling practice. Just write down your thoughts, your feelings, and reactions to the day. So those would probably be best at the end of the day. Over time, you'll notice patterns and insights, like I said before, about who you are and what drives you. And this is important to personal growth and moving forward as you go along. And so, trust me, taking this tiny bit of time for self reflection can open up a world of understanding about yourself. And who doesn't want to understand themselves better? The other one, now we're going to go and talk about setting boundaries. My favorite. It's the arena of setting boundaries, the power of no. It's your best friend. No. This is your girlfriend that you take with you everywhere because you want her to be able to show up when you need her. This is your ride and die. No. So, what I'm saying. So practice saying no. See, I got sidetracked because I just love saying no. So practice saying no without any guilt. Okay. This is an essential task for every day, every week. Practice saying no. This small act can make big difference in preserving your time and your energy for what truly matters. And that's why we're here, because we're overwhelmed. Ear was itching, sorry. We're overwhelmed with what's going on in our life. And sometimes it just takes a simple no. You're not being selfish, not at all. You're respecting your own needs and limitations. Remember, every no is something else, is a yes to something else and a yes to yourself. Now, we want to talk about physical and mental health. For physical health, try incorporating at least 10 minutes of exercise. I want you to hear me clearly because I'm getting ready to say this every day. And that could be your walk. And I'm not saying 3 times a day. I'm saying 10 minutes of exercise. And it doesn't have to be um, structured exercise, but something to get the blood flowing and the oxygen in your lungs every day. For mental health, carve out 3 to 10 minutes for mindfulness or meditation daily. And that's why I created the mindful power pockets for my clients. I wanted them to have take 3 minutes. We may not have 5 minutes, we may not have 10 minutes, but we always have 5 minutes in our day that we could probably squeeze out and just regroup, refresh. And so these moments of self care can significantly improve your overall well being. Your body and mind are interconnected. Remember, I said that earlier? When you take care of one, you're also nurturing the other. Small changes in your daily routine can lead to big improvements on how you feel. Remember, we talked about those 91 minutes that you get back in your life to do something for yourself. Sounds good, doesn't it? And then finally, resilience. What are you going to do there? To foster resilience, I want you to acknowledge and celebrate one small victory every day. And let me tell you, you may think, I don't have any victories. I bet you if you really thought about it, you could probably come up with 10 victories per day. Whatever you handled that day, whether it was a tough conversation that you handled well, or finally cleaned out a necessary messy drawer that you've been wanting to clean forever, got the laundry done, or cooked a meal, or just put stuff away in the freezer. Every accomplishment in your life, no matter how small, builds your resilience. And so I'm saying, what small victory can you celebrate every day? And each small victory is a reminder that you can handle life's challenges. Remember, it's not about the size of the victory, but the strength you gain from it. Let's take these small steps that I've talked about, take them and consistently working on them towards our personal growth. How do I say? Rome wasn't built in a day. Simple as that. And neither was the best version of you. It takes time. But just by taking these small steps together, consistently working towards our personal growth, that's huge. But the problem is sometimes we deal with barriers. Yeah, I couldn't get out of here without talking about the barriers that stop us, those limiting beliefs, those things that stop us from making these changes that I've just asked you to do today. So while you're striving towards this personal growth, it's only natural that we face some obstacles, whether they're ones of our own making or just life in general. They are not roadblocks, but just stepping stones to on our journey. Common barriers are things like fear of failure, the relentless pursuit of perfection, or even feeling just overwhelmed, not even being able to start because you just have too much to do. Paralysis. Does it sound familiar to you? You are not alone. So let's look at the first one. Fear of failure. I'm having a little issues here today, but bear with me. I'm sorry. Just hang in there with me. Fear of failure can be paralyzing, but not only fear of failure, fear of success. But it makes us second guess ourselves, stop us from taking risk, and ultimately from growing, from moving forward, from doing something different. Here's a secret: every successful person has failed multiple times. So try looking at failure as a stepping stone. That's it. Just one stepping stone to get you to the next stone, not a stumbling block. It's a part of the growth process. Then we'll look at perfectionism. Ooh, who doesn't suffer from that? Next, striving for perfection can be exhausting. It's always strive. I always say it's not perfection, it's excellence. And even that can be exhausting. But frankly, it's an unattainable goal. You're not perfect. You never will be perfect. Let me say that here and again. Read my lips. You are not perfect. Here, let me say this: you will never be perfect. Clear? Can we accept that now? You're setting yourself up for constant disappointment if you're trying to be perfect. Instead, aim for progress, not perfection. Remember I said that earlier? Celebrate your small victories and remember the journey shapes us, not the destination. It's the journey that makes us who we are, not where we ended. Back to Mount Fuji. I'll never forget that journey. It told me a lot about myself. It told me that I care for others. It told me that I had strength. I was courageous. I was strong, that I could persevere, that I had tenacity. Those were my stepping stones. And when I got to the destination, it was amazing. Like I said, I'll tell you at the end what I saw. Then we're talking about another barrier, feeling overwhelmed. This usually happens when you try to do too much too soon. It's like trying to climb Mount Everest, not Mount Fuji, in a day. You see, Mount Fuji, you can climb in a day. It's about 16 hours, but it's in a day. But Mount Everest, you can't. It's why we focus on the small, manageable steps each station. When you start to feel overwhelmed, just take a step. Just take a step. And when you start feeling overwhelmed, then it's time to take a step back. Breathe and focus on one small action that you can take. And sometimes that one action is putting one foot in front of the other and not looking around you, but right in front of you. It's where you focus. Personal growth isn't a straight path, but a winding road with its ups and its downs. And the key to keeping moving forward, no matter how, small steps, one foot in front of the other. We've covered a lot, and I didn't want to be on here this long. And I could say, but I felt that it was important to get through this. I've discussed the power of small changes and how they accumulate to massive growth. I've identified key areas and to focus on and shared some manageable steps that you can take starting today. And I've talked about some barriers that you may face and how to navigate around them. Now I want you to take one small step towards your personal growth this week. Whatever it is, whether it's a 5 minutes of journaling or saying no to an unnecessary task. Did you get that word? Or celebrating a small victory. Whatever it is, I want to hear about it. I want you to tell me that small step that you did today or you did this week. I want you to share your step with the community and let's lift each other up and celebrate our progress together. You can do that by joining the community at the link below. I'll put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Do you have questions, thoughts, or experiences that you'd like to share? The floor is absolutely yours. Remember, this is the meeting place, a space for us to learn, grow, and empower each other. And thank you for being here, for committing to yourself and your well-being, and for sharing this journey with me and the rest of us. Let's continue to grow and thrive together, one small step at a time. See you next time on the meeting place. Until then, bye-bye.